I think that what is coalescing the more we share Leela and Bitcoin and the Sailor series, and I think it's the awareness that Jordan Peterson as a sort of cultural touchstone, that, like he says, why are people watching an old psychology professor talk about the Bible on YouTube?
Right.
You know,
Right.
why are people talking about Bitcoin? Why are we talking about this book about Leela? And I think you encapsulated it when you talked about your Trinity, which is maps of meaning, action by Mises,
Human
and
action.
Hirsig, human action by
Yep.
Mises, and values. All of them relate to the core principle of existence, which is how to value and how to act.
Yes.
That's
Right.
it. That's it. There's nothing else.
Which science can teach us nothing about.
Which science can teach us nothing about. And the accumulated, let's say, the accumulated encyclopedia of all action at all levels of consciousness and evolution is encapsulated in the word morality.
Yeah. Yes.
Cells have morality. Red blood cells have morality. When they value picking up oxygen and dropping off carbon dioxide, that's their morality.
Right.
And that's a very low bandwidth exchange of just one
Yes.
thing. But then they accumulate into a huge community of other cellular life that in totality is Robert Breedlove.
Yes.
And then Robert Breedlove is contributing to the massive complexity of the community of an organism of the Earth. And the Earth is now contributing to this digital ecosystem that is above our comprehension.
Right.
You know, and all we know is that morality is the operations manual for valuing and acting in life.
And this recursive sequence of morality, we know from the evolutionary biologists, morality emerges from play, actually. So Peterson often talks about the emergent morality among wolves, where if there's a dispute among the alpha males, the loser will just give up his neck. The alpha male will not kill him, because turns out you might need the whole wolf pack to bring down the moose the next day. So morality emerges from play. Play emerges from freedom.
Yes.
And the whole pursuit of this whole recursive operation is towards higher freedom for the highest layer of static quality.
Yeah.
Right. So we're constantly trying to create new layers, free lower layers to create higher layers, to build a foundation on which to pursue even higher freedom for subsequent layers.
Yes. And once we've created, let's say, a layer of static quality that gives us freedom, over time, it will transform itself as we progress into its own prison for our freedom. Because while it initially gives us freedom, it will also prohibit us from evolving to the next level of freedom, which goes into the idea that there is no such thing as evil. Everything is the result of God, because God, in creating, in the act of exchange, we create systems that support us, that eventually cripple us, and we have to escape them. We have to generate the systems that will eventually prohibit us from progressing and escape them too. And it goes into the, I love movies because they're lies that tell a deeper truth. All stories are.
All languages.
All languages, There's no truth. Well, like we talked about truth, they're just approximations.
Truth is beyond words. Capital T, truth is beyond words. So all language is a lie. Yeah.
Yes, all language is a lie that tells a deeper truth, or alludes to a deeper truth.
Which is art, right? Art's telling lies to point to the truth, kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Art is creative play. Art is creative play. It's dynamic play with no static goals and no objective endpoint.
Right.
But going back to this idea of the freedom dynamic of dynamic creation creates the conditions for enhanced freedom, and that enhanced freedom eventually becomes the structure that prohibits us from finding new levels of freedom, because we become lost in it, and it becomes static. And that's encapsulated in The Dark Knight when they have a discussion about the nature of responsibility for Gotham in the context of Julius Caesar, which is the emperor that took responsibility but then never gave up his power. and Harvey Dent says you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain, which is a perfect metaphorical encapsulation of dynamic and static quality. If you idolize static quality, you become totalitarian.
Right.
If you idolize the unknowable, you become spiritual.
Right. Yeah. Mystical. Right. I think is
Mystical.
yeah. This
Yes.
calls to mind the quote from Young Pueblo. Says, "Make sure that the walls you build to protect yourself do not become a prison."